All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Hey, it's Mike Caudill. I almost feel like I don't even need this to mention who I am because we've been doing these every Wednesday, but brand ambassador for Go RVing. And tonight we have such a special guest that you can see on that side of the screen, or maybe that side of the screen. It's like we can look at each other and
Whatever
see each
side.
other. It's very Brady Bunch. But I'm super excited tonight because as we think about National Women's Month, we think about some of the historic times in our country and events that we celebrate. This month is a special one, the month of March. And so I've got Halle Edmister from the RV Technical Institute on with us today. And let me tee this up for you. It's almost like I'm throwing you a fastball on this one, and you're going to knock it out of the park. So here's what's really unique: is over the past few years, we've seen this massive increase in the RV industry of women that want to get out and they want to camp. They want to get out in their RVs, and it's so awesome to see empowerment, right? You don't need to have a guy hit you up and trailer for and drive for you. And so I think about my dear friend who's also a brand ambassador, Janine Pettit. She's the creator and founder of Girl Camper Magazine, and it's a group of women that have brought just such an amazing amount of power, wisdom, authenticity, and direction to the entire RV industry. And as I think about how they've been able to blaze trails, tonight we're kind of switching gears. We're like, hey, we're talking about the women that are empowering the RV industry, but tonight what's really special is we're talking about the business side of the industry, and that's the RV Technical Institute and everything that happens from the standpoint of service and how to learn to become a technician. So Halle, I'm so glad that you're on with us tonight. Say hello to our wonderful Go RVing audience. And I want to start with this because this is something that I thought was cool. So Elkhart is very near and dear to my heart. It's the mecca of the RV industry. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because this is the first time everyone's meeting you on this group. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, my name's Halle Edmister. So first of all, I want to say happy International Women's Day. Heck yeah, right? Great day to be doing this interview and chatting about what a difference women make in the industry. So so I was born and raised in Elkhart County. I grew up in the RV capital of the world as we know it. Both my parents have been in the industry since they were, I want to say 18. And they still are. So I grew up all around it. No, maybe too much at this point. Right now I'm working with RVTI. It's been a great experience in doing working with RVWA for these women classes is incredible and so inspiring. So that's what we're doing out here.
Well, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about courses and different ways to educate yourself if you want to get into the service side, the technical side of the RV industry. And I see that my good friend Janine is on now, and the Girl Camper team. And, I keep going back to education, right? It's all about education. And then once you get that education, you can get out there and you can become a certified technician.
Right.
So tell us about the courses that you have listed out that are very female centric.
Yeah, so right now we're running in Dallas actively. There is an all women's class happening. So right now with the power of RVWA as well, RV Women's Alliance, we are putting on 5 different classes in 5 different areas of the U.S. For just women. It's just our level 1, which is our pre-delivery inspection course. It's about a week long, and whether they take it through the women's side or if they take it with us here, it is a week-long course. So we're putting on those 5. We're doing one in Pennsylvania right now. The one is in Dallas, one in Portland, one here in Elkhart, and then another one in Jacksonville, Florida. So as far as the classes goes, we have both level 1 and level 2. Level 1, like I said, is a 1-week class. It is based on PDI, and our level 2 is about a 3-week class in person, and it is all things repair, replacement, diagnosing, troubleshooting. So where you really get into the weeds of that technician side.
I think it's really important, Halle, we started it off with female focused courses that you offer, but it's really important for those that are watching and listening to understand and know that RVTI it's open to everyone, right?
Yeah,
Like if you want to become a master technician, you want to become certified, you want to start your own business, which is something we'll talk about in a minute. RV dealerships, they need certified technicians. They need people that know how to take an RV, diagnose a problem, and then fix that problem. And as funny as it sounds, actually fix the problem almost back to OE standards, right? That's where we want to be. So let's just switch course for a minute and talk about actual curriculum development at RVTI. So beginner, intermediate, advanced, kind of run us through what the curriculum looks like.
So I do want to say too, just slip this in real fast, is that that's one thing I really love about RVTI and the broad spectrum it can cross, because you're getting into so many different areas. Like you said, into working for doing as a career and doing it in, for your own personal use. And what's great about it is that not only are we growing, growing for technicians, but we're just trying to get education across the board, no matter who we're talking to or who we're training. So that's what I really love about RVTI. But as far as the courses go, we see a very broad spectrum of different people come through that have varying levels of experience, of knowledge. So we just have the 1 and 2, level 1 and level 2 courses. There's no difference between the two. We don't have like beginner, middle, high. Like we don't have a different range for those courses. But it seems to be the courses are set so that we are able to teach to both types of people, whether they be, someone who doesn't even know what an RV looks like and has just got into this, or someone who, has been in the industry for forever or lives in an RV. So we are good at, and especially with our instructors are just amazing and are very good at being able to tend to both types of people.
I love that. And I've been to your facility a couple of times now. I've been up there. I've had a chance to walk in the back room, see the classroom, the garage in the back that, has cutaways of RVs for people to train on. And the message that always kind of comes back around, and I love this. When I was there last, we were talking in length about the fact that often you'll get kids right out of high school that, for whatever varying degree, they don't want to go to college.
Absolutely.
But they want to go into some form of industry that's technical. And what's amazing about this is in my discussions, I keep hearing stories about, this kid comes in, they start at 22, 23, 24 years old. And in 3 to 4 years, they start their own business.
Absolutely.
And they not only start their own business, but then in starting their own business, they end up making 6 figures. Yes. I've heard that story. And then I've heard the story about the person that's in their late 20s and they're college educated and they've run their job for a few years. They're like, I'm tired of being on the hamster wheel. I want to do, and they come in and they go through the courses and then they become a master technician. They become certified. Absolutely. And that degree of certification is so important. If you want a job at a dealership, if you want to start your own mobile business where you're out there supporting people Absolutely. That are, stuck in campsites. So run me through this part. If you start at the RVTI at the very beginning course, how long is it going to take me to get from the very base beginning and then all the way to become fully certified and ready to be taking on the world?
Well, so technically once you're level 1, once you've passed level 1 and you've passed the exams for level 1, you are a certified technician. Now I will say that is just your PDI. Like I said, that is your pre-delivery inspection. Level 2, like I said, you're getting into repair, replacement, diagnosing, all that stuff. So that is a full technician right there. That is someone who should be able to have all of the necessary abilities that a technician has. Once you're getting into 3 and 4, now that is where you're getting obviously into master tech and you're getting into specialties and you're getting into, further areas of knowledge that not the average everyday technician might have. So So broad spectrum of there. It depends on the person, obviously. Everyone is different. We, like I said, our level 1 is about 1 week, 40 hours online. Level 2 is about 3 weeks in person, or anywhere from 180 to 200 hours online. But we allot about a year to finish those level 1 and level 2. Now 3 and 4 are completely different stories. So 3 is where you're getting into vendor and supplier training. So you're getting into trainings from Dometic, Lippert, Airxcel, folks like that who are giving trainings on their product. We teach about the different types of refrigerators and how they work, but Lippert's teaching about their refrigerator and how it works and how it functions and all that stuff. So that can take up to 5 years. Once you start working on your level 3, you have 5 years to finish it. And after you've completed all of those specialties, then you're automatically moving on to level 4 Master Tech, which is the highest you can get.
I kind of chuckling. I apologize because
no, you're fine.
I've been to Elkhart. I'm now talking to you. And if you've watched any of the videos that I do online, I do a lot of tips, tricks, and hacks.
Yeah.
And then I talk to you and I'm like, man, am I a hack or do I really know what I'm talking about?
No worries. Hey.
but being from the auto industry and the motorcycle industry, marine industry, and the RV industry, I love things that are mechanical. I love figuring out. And I always find, and I was telling one of the PR team members with Go RVing that I always find myself in a campsite, and it drives my wife nuts. I find myself helping people that have problems with their RVs. Diagnosing a problem, learning the ins and outs of your electrical and your water lines and your sewer lines, and understanding that you've got breakers in there, that if a breaker's off, it half your power might be out, and there's simple fixes. And so I've had the experience of having a mobile RV person come into my campsite before, and it's a lot of fun. It's a little scary, but at the end of the day, you end up creating a relationship, because if there's one thing I know about the RV industry that is different than the auto industry, it's a necessity. A car is a necessity. People in the RV industry, these technicians, they love their job. I mean, they can corner one campsite if it's big enough, and they can own it. And I mean, that just
and they can do it all over. They can do it anywhere too, which is my favorite thing about this job, is that there's no place that you have to be to do this job. You can do it anywhere, anytime, pretty much.
Right. Let me ask you, okay, and this is going to be the one. Here we go. You ready? So we got to talk costs, right? Okay. So if you look at, and this is like such a loaded question. If you were to weigh the cost of going to college for a semester, and I'm not saying don't, if you're watching, I'm not saying don't go to college.
You want to go to college, do it.
I got my degree. I went to college. I got my degree. But if you're a person that's like, there are people that are technical. What's the cost of going through your programs?
So how we do costs is we do subscriptions. So our subscription for just an individual, so it would be just for one person, is $600. And what it does is it lasts for an entire year. Within that year, you get access to both level 1 and level 2. You get access to both in-person or online or hybrid. We do have 3 different ways of doing our training. So obviously the in-person is pretty self-explanatory. The online is completely self-paced. So it's on your own accord. You take your own time. So if you want to get on the class at 2:00 in the morning, you absolutely can do that. And then we also have a hybrid program that is just for our level 2, that essentially is 11 weeks of online. But instead of it being self-paced, you have weekly check-ins with our head instructor, Bill, which, he gives you certain assignments to meet up for the week, and you have the opportunity to chat with him, ask him any questions, have some camaraderie with the rest of the class. And then you do the final week in person with us. So that is all covered in that 600. What's also covered is the online textbooks, the testing, and then the certification as well.
I have met Bill.
Yeah, isn't he awesome? He's the best.
Bill. So I remember I was on site with Bill, and I remember turning to him. You'll have to remind us. I was like, Bill, I got to be honest, man. You're like the OG. and Bill is he turned to me and he's like, Bill's been in the industry for a long time.
Yes.
And Bill's like, hey man, what's OG? And I'm like, dude, you are the original. You are the RVTI original gangster, dude. Like, he was so fun. We had a blast shooting some technical videos over the course of a few days, and I truly enjoyed it. So what else do you want to tell us about RVTI?
I mean that we are doing a lot over here. We are trying to better so many different sides of the industry, and I think that's again my favorite part of being a part of RVTI is we're reaching so many different people. I mean, we're reaching high schoolers that don't want to go to college and have a knack for hands-on stuff. We're reaching prison systems. We're reaching even colleges. I mean, we're spread across so many people. We've had so many people come to us and say, "Hey, I'm retiring and I want to live full time in my RV. How do I do this as a side gig?" So that's the best thing to me about RVTI. And right now, I mean, like I said, it's only $600. So even if you have, and a little bit of interest to do it and find more about your RV, or maybe you're like, maybe I want to be a technician,
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, do it. You should.
I'm gonna do it.
Come on.
I'm gonna do it. I'm in it. I am in it to win it.
You should. I better see you sign up next week.
I know. It's gonna be like, Mike said no, Kurt. Why is he going there? Well, he's gonna learn to become an RV technician. Halle, tell us where people can learn a little bit more information about this. Where can they sign up? Where can they learn and find out more?
Yeah, so going to our website will give you all of the information that you need. But if you're interested, which is rvti.org, but if you're interested in the all women's classes that are happening this year, you can go to RVWA's website as well. That's where you'll apply for those classes because there is an application process. So either RVWA's website, which is, I believe, just www.rvwa.org, or RVTI's website, which is www.rvti.org. A lot of
I love it. I love that you, as a younger person than me, just said www. I mean,
hey, you gotta make sure, right?
You went with www. So, well, thank you so much for being on. We greatly appreciate it. And to all of those, watching in on social tonight, we enjoy putting these videos together. And I got to tell you, I enjoy doing the tips, tricks, and hacks. Last week we talked about boondocking 101. The week before I was talking to Courtney with Go RVing, and I got to tell you, I enjoy the interviews the most. I really enjoy getting to meet people. And Halle, I look forward to meeting you in person here in the very near future.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you in a class.
You will. All right, everyone, that's it for Wednesday night. You know what that means. We'll be back next Wednesday. Who knows what we're going to be talking about? I know, but I'm not going to share it with you yet. We're going to post up something here in the next week with a little bit of a teaser on what we're going to be talking about. As always, if you're following Go RVing, you are in the right place. Also, if you get time, go over to Go RVing with the Caudills so you can follow everything that we're doing out on the road in our RV. I'll give you a hint. We got a video coming live soon on boondocking for a volleyball tournament in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And we took home gold. So you're going to want to check out that video. But for now, and for Halle, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Wednesday night, and we will see you next week or out on the road.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Bye, guys.